Good day, everyone. My name is Maria Kądzielska, and this is Poland Daily Culture. The Polish National Radio Symphony Orchestra is one of the most important cultural organizations in Poland. The director of the orchestra, Ewa Bogusz, is our guest today. Thank you for coming to us from Katowice.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
But before we start the interview, let's listen to some music. Madam, of course you are director of the institution, which is NOSPR, but we would like to know more about you personally, who you are. And you have two majors, so you are a violinist yourself and you cellist, I see. And you studied also cultural management in London. And you decided to go more in a way of cultural management, and you've led many cultural institutions. I would like to know and you find yourself in NOSPR right now. How did you get there? Was it your dream to be director of this one?
Yes, I guess with NOSPR, when I decided that was my dream to be. We are talking about the best Polish orchestra and a beautiful concert hall. So who wouldn't like that? So I'm lucky that I'm there. But I think, I was also kind of lucky that very early, at a very early stage, it was very clear to me what I would like to do. So in a way, when I was finishing music academy as a cellist, I thought and I knew that I would like to kind of change a little bit, still being close to music, but maybe there is other kind of space I could be in. And music management was kind of obvious choice. I studied in London doing kind of arts in management. And I think everything was kind of, in life you have to be also lucky with people who you are meeting on your journey in a way. And I was lucky that I met very interesting people who were able to show me where the horizon might be. And I was kind of following my dreams at the same time, really being open to what was happening around me. Yeah, so I think now, if somebody would have asked me if I would like to change something, I think I would have probably said no. Everything was just kind of, even if there were kind of, not a nicer thing happening to me.
Ups and hills and every...
Exactly, but I think it's part of the life experience. You do have to have sometimes... or make mistakes. I think mistakes are very important, and you have to have or experience bad times, because I think otherwise you just not really feel where's your bottom, And I think I know my range now.
Do you miss the music? Do you miss playing, and do you maybe play at home or even somewhere?
Yeah, I don't play, unfortunately, and I do miss it sometimes. I probably actually recently, more and more often, I do miss it. I don't know why, but why it's happening now. But I would say it's a kind of Russian school, we would say, in a music jargon. That it's very difficult for me just to play for pleasure if I know that I don't play as good as it's supposed to be, or as I used to. Yeah. I can be kind of halfway. But I think it's sad. I really would love to sometimes be able to kind of sit down and just enjoy and just play, I don't know, Bach suite or whatever. I always like to play in quartets, in chamber music. So maybe one day I still have a cello. Sometimes I can open and smell it. But so I do hope that one day I will play again for pleasure.
It always develops the brain, as they say.
Yeah. That's what they say.
Since you become the director of NOSPR, could you tell me, it's a kind of a tricky question, but what do you think is the biggest shortcoming of this institution which you have to fight with?
in Poland there are not that many institutions to support culture. So I wouldn't say that the kind of shortcoming of the institution, but in a way of the system, that we do rely on public money and things. It's good that we have them, because we able to take projects which are not commercial, and that's the mission for this institution, that we are, a bit more than just about bringing money. But sometimes it would kind of give the comfort to know that, I have money like, other institutions in the world. I'm meeting directors, and I can see some of them are kind of very happily saying that, they're in this comfort position, they do have money, and they can think about projects, and they don't worry about the budget. We do worry, but, part of the game. If you would ask me about my dream, I would love to have a year when I don't think about money.
Only culture.
Yeah.
And you've led few already cultural institutions before, Polish ones as well, or revised director. So I understand you also know already what's the game in this. What are where are the problems? And culture, especially classic music, is still not the most popular way of spending free time for Poles. And I understand it's always a challenge to open it for people. And what would you say mostly the culture institutions have to do to develop in Poland?
I think be more probably, I would say user-friendly. That's a kind of, again, a description, you probably use it for a computer, but it is something about that. I think that in Poland we still have this inclination of thinking, and there are also kind of stereotypes, that you're thinking about music as the arts and the high art, high eyebrow, we would also use this phrase, that you have to know something to be able to go to that sort of institutions. And I think music, it's about emotions. You might know something about emotions, but you don't have to know anything, and you still will have emotions. And as long as it makes you happy or sad, and you kind of react, all is good. So I would say probably to talk about this music and to talk about our institutions in a way it's approachable. That's what we have to do, and I think that's kind of mission I have, and all my team and everybody in the organization, that we do have to be able to talk about music in a way people would like to join, the club, rather than just thinking, we're fine here. Because it is a club, but it's a good club, and it could be good. And I can see so many people, so many stories, can hear about people coming for the first time and feeling like, wow, it's actually nice. And I thought it would be, awkward. It would be good if we would be more kind of careful with the language we're using and how we're using. But that's what we're trying to do in NOSP. We're trying to say that there is the kind of quality which is in this institution, but at the same time we open. We want people to enjoy the music, and of course to know what is good, whereas what you like, what you don't like. Don't think everybody needs to like classical music. But there are some pieces which can make you cry, happy, or sad, and can move you something. And that's what it's all about, being moved.
If you've never been to the concert hall, it could be a good New Year's resolution to say that this year you would visit one, and the one could be the National Radio Polish Symphony Orchestra in Katowice. And thank you for watching Poland Daily Culture.